Okay, we are recording now, and I will share my screen. You're good to go.
Okay, we will call to order the virtual policy committee meeting on May the 11th. Let's begin with the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag
of the
of the
United
United
States of
States,
America and to the
to
republic
the
for which it
republic for which
stands,
it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible, with
indivisible,
liberty
with
and justice
liberty
for
and
all.
justice for all.
All right, let the record show that everybody is here except Marcus. So welcome everybody, and Marcus is going to join us in just a minute. We'll get straight into policy. Remember that this is our first ever attempt at our let's catch up all the unreviewed policies. We have 288 of them, and today we've managed to get through about 3, so we're going to have to pick up our pace here, but they were 3 big ones to start with. So why don't we start with ACA, Americans with Disabilities Act? Did anybody, how are we going to do this? Do you want me just to like raise that one and see if anybody's got comments? Because presumably everybody did their homework and read them. If they don't, we'll move on. That work? We can
Works
move
for
through
me.
them pretty fast. So ACA, including ACA AR1 and AR2. Anybody see anything?
ACA, I was good with. I would prefer if we as a district pulled off ACAR1 and ACAR2 and did a full review through our SPED department for revisions to make sure we're fully compliant and then take that to the board. So ACAR1 and ACAR2, I would like to take uh, pull for review.
So I think our goal was to review the documents. Anything we want to pull, we send over to the regular work it meeting, not this meeting.
Yep.
And so the one thing I saw in there, I agree with your recommendation, Joel, is that in 2010, the actual facility standards were put in place for ADA. This policy does not reference those at all. So I think OSBA may need to take a look at that and tell us if they have an update. There were also substantial revisions to ADA application that were put into place in the COVID era, particularly around work from home and mental health. And we don't reflect any of those in our policy. So I think OSBA has some work to do to catch this up. Let's check
Yeah.
with them and see what the updated version should look like and get it on the next policy agenda.
Perfect.
Agreed.
Okay. Anybody got anything else?
No, that sounds good.
Okay, well, that's what we'll do with ACA. Let's do ACB. Every student belongs. This was adopted not too long ago.
I was good with ACB, the Every Student Belongs policy. Like you said, I remember this discussion from 3 years ago. We've had, I think, 1 or 2 of these, and both the policy and the AR has worked, and we've gone through the procedure.
My question about it was, is this too woke for the times? And I looked at it again, and I don't think it is. I still believe all that stuff. I don't see any reason to change it.
I
No, and
agree.
we haven't had any complaint. I mean, there haven't been any of the times that it's been implemented. There hasn't been issues. So, yeah, no worries there.
The only question I had, and this is because I'm new to this too, but so the policy, it cites 2 ORSs and 3 OARs. And OAR 58102222312, all students belong. It also cites statutory authority ORS 326051, which is 1F, adopt rules that will provide that no public elementary or secondary school shall discriminate in determining participation in interscholastic activities. Do we need to add that?
We can check with OSBA and see if that was added. So add the interscholastic activities.
Yeah, it's 1F.
We can pull it and see if we need to get that added.
Okay, check on that one. And
Mhm. And Kevin, that is a good catch because I read an article. You actually will see this probably once a month or so of something had happening at a OSAA event, like a team
Right.
chanting something.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
something for us to be on top of.
That's one of the things we need to just regularly do on this review is check those OAR and ORS statuses because we've seen that before. And what happens is they'll add a section above and everything shifts down a number and then you're all off. And
Mhm.
OSBA
Right.
is terrible about keeping those up to speed.
Mhm.
Right.
So yeah, and it's embarrassing when someone calls out in a public meeting that the ORS provision you're citing doesn't even apply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. What about AR? I think that or AD, sorry.
I liked AD.
I liked AD too. I thought,
You
why
know,
don't we
it was-
say this more often?
Yeah. And I like that it taught it was I like the tailored approach to students. It seemed like what we try to do. I was actually kind of proud of the district where it's like, oh, we do that. Like each student will achieve their dreams, and it's very aspirational and feel good. But I believe it's a great guiding philosophy.
Yeah. Anybody else see anything?
Mm-mm.
Kim,
This
you?
was on which one now?
This is the educational philosophy, AD.
Yeah. I had down that ORS 329035 that we cite here was repealed.
Oh,
Says repealed formally 326720.
Kevin. So first of all, you definitely get the gold star for the best homework completion.
Yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, let's Tammy and I can dig into if that was repealed, and if so, we can just roll it forward with that one revision.
If I'm nitpicking, there's no period at the end after rewarding life.
Good nitpick. Schools should be grammatical
It's
and
true.
spell things correctly.
It's true.
Goes to credibility.
There we go.
And
We got
then
some-
this is just a question. So when you look at ORS 329025, it goes into great detail, 1 through 19, and it mentions, it also mentions specifically special ed students and the philosophy towards that. I don't know if we need to get that detailed or not. It's just a question.
I like, as we're talking about this one, in that second sentence in the second paragraph, it says each student will achieve his or her potential.
Mm-hmm.
In that idea of all students, we could change each to every or all, which kind of encompasses these aren't just students that aren't on IEPs, these are all students. That might kind of capture that feeling of all students.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with keeping it as basic as possible.
Mhm.
It does go into a lot greater detail.
Yeah, I think this speaks to individual differences. It actually says that right in there. So I
Yeah.
think I agree with what you're saying, but I do think it's sort of in there.
Yeah.
You want to change what, Joel? The each to an all?
Yeah, each to all or each to every. And again, this is just if we want to
I want to stick with the each.
each. Okay.
Only because if you say all, then you can say, oh, we're working for all kids and leave a bunch of kids out.
Yeah.
And that was the idea of that policy was to just we're looking at every kid individually.
Yeah.
What can we do
Yeah.
for that kid in their particular circumstance?
I
Not be Ben Lapine.
I'm not gonna I will not wordsmith this, but yeah, Kimberly, gold star for catching that period. I really like this. I think we bring this to the board at our July work session to just
We
kind
should
of
lead with this.
yeah, really good.
All right, so let's talk a minute. That's our policy review. Let's talk a minute about how we're going to mechanically do this. I think we review the policies like we just did, and then when we're done with doing whatever we're doing, fixing them wise, we move them forward to the next board agenda, and we just put them on the agenda so that they show up in the board minutes as having been reviewed by the whole board, as with a recommendation to maintain. So maintain and whatever, an optimized version somehow. And then once the board has adopted them, then they can go in the policy book with a review box marked on the top that we actually did review it. The committee is not the review, it's the board that did the review. But the board's acting on our recommendation that they don't need to do anything else. And then that keeps it in the record, because the committee records is not where people would ever go look. But it keeps it in the record that the board did something. Would that work? Tammy, that means you're continuously moving paper down the stream.
That's okay. I'm happy to do that. I think that's a great idea. And that'll update that readopt date.
Right.
So it
Right.
just updates that.
Is that all right?
Sounds good.
Okay, so other than the fact that for the next meeting, we need more volume to move this along, or we're never gonna get done.
Well, we're doing it by the like this. The A
Right.
didn't have much. I think the B has more. I think I think this is one of the smaller chapters.
Good one to practice on. And we found some good stuff.
Yeah.
So, thank you, everybody.
Yep, thank you.
I'm gonna go write a poem and send it to Rob Bonner about the beauties of Alaska and why he may want to
No,
live there.
you will not. No, no, you will not.
It's warm there in the summer for a month or two.
Not that warm. I was there in the summer. It's a good place to visit, not live. God, you go there in January and then tell me how you feel.
That's what
I've been there.
that's what all my Alaska friends told me. So
Okay,
All right,
I'll see you guys all
guys.
tonight.
we will adjourn the
right,
meeting.
see you
See you
tonight.
tonight. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Yep, bye.